saw the place where the possible met the impossible and moved toward it. They walked for many an hour and many a day, until, finally, they crossed the edge of paradox.
Greetings once more, humanity, and welcome one and all to Channel Otherdoc. I'm Jim, your friendly Lacuna GM. I use he/him pronouns, and this is our Invisible Sun campaign, The Edge of Paradox. Invisible Sun is a surreal slice-of-life game by Monte Cook Games. We are integrating the directed campaign, but most of this game happens spontaneously. Let us go ahead and go around and say hi to everybody, and find out who they are and who they're playing. Today we shall start with Wilde. Hello.
Oh, yes. Hello. My name is Wilde, Wild Engineer on Twitch and Twitter. They, them pronoun, he, they pronouns, and I am playing Shantano, an itinerant empath with Order of Apostate who splinters into fragments. They use they, them pronouns.
Excellent. And now let us head over to Arras. Hello.
Hello, I'm Arras or Animus. My pronouns are she, they, and today I'm playing Aroshka Ruzik, aromatic empath apostate who converses with everything, and she uses she, her pronouns.
Excellent. And now let us head over to Anino. Hello.
How's it going, everyone? My name's Anino. I use he, him pronouns, and I play Mac the Husk, the itinerant enthusiastic of the Order of the Goenica who provides a vessel for spirits. And they, them pronouns.
Good. And now, returning, we head over to Danielle. Hello.
Hello, I'm back. Hello, everyone. I'm Danielle at Raconteur. I use she, her pronouns, and so does my character, Vormera, aka Vor Vanus. And Vor is a connected ardent of the Order of Weavers who shepherds minds.
Yay! Awesome. We may actually also have Djinnaya joining us at some point this evening. It just depends on timing and various other life things. So we may go to break. We may be taking a break somewhere around the middle for that to happen, but we will see what happens. Like we do with most other games on this channel, we're going to be using the X card, the N card, and the O card. If we hit something that's crossing a line for one of us, any of us can type an X in the Zoom video chat or anywhere else, or make an X symbol or hold up a card, and we'll go back and do something else. If something happens that we're okay having in the game, but we don't want a graphic description of it, we can type an N in the Zoom chat, and we'll fade to black on it or put it behind a veil, so it'll be there, but we won't go into detail. Finally, if we're exploring a topic or an area of roleplay that's particularly intense for us, but we want to keep going anyway, we can put an O in the chat to let us know we're okay and that we're all good to keep piling on the drama. Something else we can do is put an O with a question mark after it when we're moving into a difficult topic, or if we say or we do something and then think maybe that might have been a little too much, then everyone else can respond to that, again with an X, an N, or an O to let us know if we're still doing okay. We're also using the pause. If anyone needs to take some time, we can ask for a pause in the game while we discuss things, or just take a break for as long as anyone needs. As a reminder, just a few content warnings. This game may include supernatural elements, corruption, debt, intimacy, crime, and this is the wrong... hang on.
I mean, I suppose it could include corruption.
It could, I suppose. Let me read it off of the other thing, because some of those possibly. But if you want to know about the content warning, the command is !CW. And this game may contain body horror, surreal imagery, spiders, and references to memory loss, death, and existential crisis. And those are the ones that we've... And this is a rolling list. We will add to that list as we discover new things that we realize it's like, oh, right, we should probably put in a warning about that. But those are the ones I got there so far, and I'm going to go ahead and update my... my script as well, so that I can, going forward, have the right ones listed here that I announce at ye beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then his computer exploded. There we go. Awesome. Excellent. Okay, that'll do fine for now. Okay. Also, remember, we have an open door policy. So that means that any of us or any of you can feel free to step away from this at any time if we need to. It is just a game, and mental health is always more important. So, that said, we were returning from the gray last time. We spent a lot of time in the gray. Felt like almost a year, really. But time was indeed lost. Not quite that much. Time functions strangely in the Endless Party. The thing being that, after a long train journey, our group had and dealing with some things involving the Church of Midnight on said train, and possibly who I believe they determined had that one of the members of that Church of Midnight group they had dealt with also had membership in another darker group that was sort of had been infiltrating them, that they sort of discovered. I think one of those, and I think that person is currently caged by the Vespertine. Thank you. Yes, there we go. Words. I need the words in front of me. And one day I'll have proper notes. But that was that was a thing. They got off the train. They escorted the Duchess Marlene to her to her place, back to her home, which was very, very close to this place, Yestervale, that they're getting ready to visit sometime soon. Holy crap! Okay. I would like to thank whoever that was for the many gift subs. That was freaking awesome. Thank you very much. Holy crap! We've had several gift subs now given out. Thanks so much. That was awesome. Yay! Very cool. Very cool. What the heck was I saying? Though I should probably mention. Yeah, basically, as far as recap goes, escorted Duchess Marlene up to where they were, up to the house, and in that place, they found the. They're in that place. The Duchess sort of went into the house to try to deactivate the security system so that everyone could come in. She briefly dipped into the house, came right back out, and announced that the inside of the house had been replaced with a rather large party. And she was none too pleased about that. But this, of course, was the Endless Party that they had been searching for that they'd hoped that they were going to be able to find sometime very soon. After this trip to Yestervale, they were going to try to redouble their efforts to do that, and turns out they stumbled across it. So their process of just sort of ignoring the problem until something happens seemed to work this time. So that was very cool. So they found that. They found this. They found that the party was in there. They went inside, and then they slipped into the gray, because that was kind of sort of a reaction the house had, because the Duchess had not been able to deactivate her security system. And so, bit of an issue. So, sometime later, the beginning of last session, three of our avid brunch enthusiasts here, Shantanu and Aroshka and Mac, materialized in an attic where there was a party going on. So they confirmed they were still at the Endless Party. It was a place that looked vaguely familiar to Aroshka. Shantanu briefly spoke to a spider about various things. Just basically sort of wanted to find out if there was, actually wanted to talk to them about Ichthamad, and who was a true spider that Shantanu had and others had sort of made a bit of a deal with earlier. They're basically but Shantanu had seen them most recently in some visions, and they had sort of kind of had to kind of step up there and be like, okay, are you going to are you going to fulfill this your bargain and give me a piece of a demon? A particular demon, one demon in particular, I think that had a name similar to Segildrak or something along those lines. I've got it written down somewhere. We'll bring it back up if we need to. No, talking to this spider who apparently was of a different court, of a different true spider's court, and so it's like, I'm not sure, but you could, if you're looking for something in particular, if you're looking for a demon in particular, you might be able to hunt them down using the observatory, which we're not sure where it is exactly, or if it's even still connected to the party, but it was at one time. So hopefully that's something that they would be able to find, they would think. That's it. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do 19 different things at once. Yes, there it is. Segildrak. There it is. Excellent. Thank you. So yes, no. So there was. So that was a conversation being had. Aroshka had a conversation briefly with a Vance whom she had seen at this party, and also at the Vance mansion upon her initial return from the Grey after the war. A fellow named Bravish. Sort of chatted a little bit about a few things, tried to find out where Isabella, her ex, who runs this party, was, and turns out Isabella was apparently down near the conservatory, which was only slightly unusual because this party is not supposed to have a conservatory. Mac, meanwhile, cornered an angel that they recognized. And this was interesting, at least in that this was an angel who had, in part, basically reported this whole place, the observatory in particular, as not being a thing that shouldn't be there. The angel subsequently discovered that that place that it was using a connection. And this is where Jim pulls out knowledge of stuff that he reviewed today. It was using a connection to a power source very dear to the Angels of the Silver, the Legion. It was the party apparently was using some theoretical device that shouldn't be possible to drain some of that energy for it to keep it going, and so the Legion went in with this particular angel going back with it to kind of like, okay, we're going to take the loop off the dock, but this shouldn't cause a problem. But it came unmoored because apparently said device had something terrible happen to it several episodes back. So that happened. Just going to drop a file over here because I need to insert something in here very shortly. Okay, good. Hey. So that was basically a thing. So long story short, I realize it's too late for that, but we're going to keep going anyway. This has been Jim filibustering so that he has enough time to move a file around. I apologize. Anyway. Okay, right. Well, we're doing.
Yeah, well done.
Yes. It's very good, all except for me announcing that I just did it. But anyway. So basically they went down to the conservatory to try to find this angel in tow because Mac basically sort of threatened this angel that who was stuck there because the place came unmoored, so brought the angel down to try to help them out of this. They went down to the conservatory. They found the Duchess in the conservatory, And upon so doing, the Duchess revealed sort of that yes, there's this forest in the conservatory, much bigger than I seem to remember it being, they did see someone matching Isabel's description wandering into it amongst the vines that were none too friendly, and that was basically when they went over and said hello to the vines, these vines that were dead vines in this dead forest in the Duchess's conservatory, because this conservatory belongs to the original house structure. It's like the only piece of the original house structure they've found thus far. That there is an image of the Duchess for anyone wondering. But so when that happened, they went over to these vines. Arushka talked to the vines, and made sort of they made a kind of a deal via translating to Mac. Made a deal for the angel to provide. I think it was 2 favors. If they let them in, and the vines warned them, okay, but if you disturb anything in that cave, what did they threaten them with? I can't remember exactly what it was. It wasn't anything terribly good, but
I thought it was just that. I thought we said they'll let us in, but if we disturb them, then the angel will give them a favor or 2 favors, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I think that was it. Yes. Okay. Good. So they went down in there. They found they found Isabella there amongst the vines, and I'll actually go ahead and show an image of Isabella as well because I have her in here. Now. Didn't have this last week, but there it is. Found her there in this circle of very large mushrooms that were crackling with purple energy in this cavern. Arushka went to communicate with these mushrooms. Apparently they were representatives of the Nightside, whatever that means in this context. Because the Nightside really just being the 8 suns on the flip side of reality. So they asked, okay, what are you going to give us if we let you in to the circle, if we let you come and get this person out? And Arushka said, okay, we'll give a favor that I would agree to. Just a favor that I have to agree to it. And the mushrooms accepted. Mariska went in and got Isabel up, and Isabel was a little disoriented. Sort of burst into tears upon seeing her. Seemed very happy to see her. Was crying. She didn't know why. Because of course she too has had issues with her memory. Everyone has who's come back from the Grey after the war. And that is where we left things. So we are now in this cave. Purple light coruscating off the walls. And this is the this scene, this cavern, this underground cavern, with many sort of mushrooms and other strange things in it. This scene with Mac and an angel, and I think the Duchess probably didn't want to go down there because there are things in there that can kill her. Although she typically doesn't like to deal with the nightside mushrooms that are down there. Chantineau there having recently faded back in, and Vor fades in at this point as well, from the Grey. As the last thing you remember Vor having happened is stepping into the house.
Oh, hey, welcome back.
Oh,
Secret
thank
handshake.
you. What are we up to now?
Well, Mac is just going to whisper aside. So, sorry, but Arushka was having a moment with X, kind of not X, like a reunion thing. And,
Okay, no, totally. She looks over at Arushka and she goes, "Do you want me to turn around? I'll turn around." And Vor will turn around and like pull her champagne flute out from inside her blazer.
Toasting me and my ex-girlfriend crying on the floor.
Yeah, just like toasting over my shoulder. Vor will look back at Mac and be like,
I think that you're just being truly magnanimous, so...
Anyway, I'm going to attempt to get Isabel up and standing so that we can leave the creepy mushroom place.
Sort of like wiping her eyes as she's kind of like, oh yeah, no, I came here for a reason. And she's drying her eyes. She's like, I'm sorry, this is so strange. And she just sort of is, and you're still kind of, she's pulling back a little bit, but she's still kind of, still sort of has her hand on your shoulder. And she seems reluctant to want to take it away. But she sort of absent-mindedly, and so she's looking and she's like, this is funny considering what we talked about last. Maybe. Or well, maybe the time before last. When you came to the party before, we talked about feelings.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I think maybe this is because I found some of our research. We did research together.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? I was trying to get this place set up better. I as we've been adrift, and I wanted to. This power source showed up, and I wanted to see if there was some way I could use it to help. Try to get us kind of bolted down, you know? I know it's no substitute for what we were using. What were we using?
You mean the Nexus?
Nexus. That's right, it was a Nexus, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And she looks up over at Hiroshi. Oh, was I not supposed to talk about that?
Oh, no.
Remember, there was
no.
something I wasn't supposed to talk about.
They already know
Okay.
about it.
Yeah. Some of us here are intimately familiar with the Nexus and its final moments, as he glares at.
We might have blown it
angel.
up.
We're all like, I don't know what you're talking about.
And she just sort of, at this point, she's sort of taken aback when you tell her we might have blown it up, and she just sort of lowers. She's like,
Not on purpose. It was leaking. It was leaking, and we tried to fix it. But the angel was there and wasn't really pleased, and it blew up. The book house is sort of gone too.
oh,
I was
your house.
inside it.
It's okay. I have a new one.
Wait a minute. Your house. Why do I remember? This is strange. Did something happen while we were... No. Yes, it's all right. Okay, it's coming back.
There
There's
were
something-
apparently a bunch of weapons at the house, which might have gotten stolen.
Oh, that can't be good.
That's true.
Probably not.
It's not. I have some things, and there's this little sort of this bag this satchel that she had with her, and she's sort of picking up. I was trying to figure out. Do you remember this? And she pulls out a star chart.
Oh.
Out of the bag. She says, "This was like," and you see there are a couple like books and things in there also. And she pulled it out, and she's like, "I remember we were using the observatory to help zero in on." And she hesitates again, but it looks briefly at everyone and then looks again at Arushka kind of questioningly.
They're just like, they know pretty much everything. It's fine.
The angel is listening intently. I think I was... So, it's very... I know that it wasn't for this, I know that, but it was... I was trying to figure out how you were seeing the edge. Is it okay for me to talk about the edge?
Yeah.
All right. And I think I still to this day, I'm not sure I fully understand everything. But I was figuring I could apply that to this area, maybe at least whip up some kind of temporary fulcrum at least that we can use so that we can, while we've landed for now, I know we could drift off if we don't do something. So I was trying to, I found there's a power source. I thought maybe we could power source here. I was figuring we might be able to make use of it. I couldn't. I was trying to negotiate. I can't. Okay. Promise me you're not going to be mad.
I won't.
So I found some of your notes and I tried it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't reach the observatory, so I was basically, it was very stupid and very dangerous, but there was an opportunity and we had to find some way to get back to land. I tried to open my brain to be on the edge. I don't think it worked terribly well. I can't hear them very well. Something happened. But I can't... It's like I can get impressions from them now. and from a lot of other things. She says, just looking down at her satchel, which is currently berating her for lying on top of her for so long, lying on top of it for so long. It's like she can almost hear it, which is unusual. And so she's like, sorry, I remember something about you getting distracted a lot, and I think I'm starting to understand why.
You get used to it after a while.
Did we have an argument about that? I feel like we had an argument about... I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And it's like she's starting to almost tear up again a little bit. But she's kind of holding it back. She's like, you came back for me. Thank you so much. I feel like there's a lot we need to talk about, probably, but I assume that now is not the time, I'm guessing.
We did sort of promise the weird vines that we wouldn't disturb the mushrooms and stuff down here too much, so possibly we should leave before we have that conversation.
But, sorry, I don't mean to interject too much into your moment here, but, I think we're going to need to...
It's like eating popcorn.
Yeah, I feel like we need to revisit that that agreement, because as my friend here, as he gestures at the angel, as my friend here has mentioned, and it's probably why why Isabel was down here, is that this is actually a very good place to install a fulcrum, so that we could, anchor the Endless Party and be able to actually leave the Endless Party safely and not be adrift in the void.
Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, it wouldn't be quite as effective as the thing that you were using.
Well, I mean, that was just a stroke of, engineering genius, right?
I don't think that's really accessible anymore, from what I understand.
Yeah, it's not going to be as effective as an etheric nexus, which until a short time ago I didn't even realize was possible, but apparently it is. Wait a minute. And you see that the angel is becoming visibly more sober. This angel, by the way, for those who need a reminder of what this one looks like, it's like a tall vase of flowers, and the wings are sort of like are sort of like these look more like a flower when they're folded up. The petals of a flower, big petals. But I mean, it still looks like if a person were a tall vase of flowers, that's
Like a tall drink of water, but with flowers also.
Okay. Yeah. And so this angel is just sort of like, but that is the thing. If you disturbed the nexus, then that would have been what actually caused it to go out, caused this place to drift. This place shouldn't have drifted when we cut off the connection. So, if you have any idea how that happened, if you've got anything that might help us position things if we do this, I don't know if... and at that point, the mushrooms kind of start glowing a little bit again. They're like, nah, at that suggestion.
I'm sorry, mushrooms, but, are you really attached to this place?
Are we asking the mushrooms if they're really attached to this place?
Yes.
I have a feeling they're quite literally attached to this place.
I can consult with the mushrooms on whether or not they're cool with the concept of us anchoring this party to their sanctum place thingy.
Do you wish further parley with us? The glow says to Arashka.
Yes. Do you know about the party? You're currently sort of in it?
Let's make this a more open conversation, shall we? And at this point, you notice in the corner there is again, there are a lot of very big mushrooms in this cave. One of them turns around and walks toward you.
Oh boy.
Slowly, and resolves itself. And what do you see here? Let me just check something. VDD. I need to see here. And then he communicated in many ways. Sorry. But yeah, this mushroom sort of stalks forward, and it is kind of gliding across the floor. It too is crackling with purple energy across its cap. And it has something not unlike a face, as it is just sort of rolling closer. And now everyone can hear it as the top of it vibrates. And you see it's actually that section of a mushroom, if you're looking underneath it, it looks like sort of vein-like things underneath the cap. Those are the things that are vibrating and apparently making this noise. And they will... And they basically will they'll sort of hover there for a second and be like, "You wish to bargain with us, the representatives of night." And this voice echoes out, and you can hear it sort of echoing around the cavern. Despite it being calm, it is kind of loud, even though, and very faintly from outside the cave you hear, "Are you bargaining with the representatives of night in there?"
Was that the Duchess outside yelling at us? Maybe.
It's a terrible idea.
Did you want to talk to them?
Goodness, no.
I think this is probably something that I should take lead on here.
All right.
By all means.
You just see him cough and clear his throat, and he just reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a one of those portable lectern stands.
Oh my god.
And he places it down in front of him.
That's nice.
Okay.
As he, just adjusts his coat, straightens his tie, and he activates or summons the spirit of the orator.
Excellent.
Which allows where the spirit of a renowned orator enters their mind and assists with everything they say. And so now he has 3 enhancements to his interaction pool.
Well, I am going to be very delighted to see what Mac is about to say. But let us briefly. I believe we're about to have someone join us. So let us go ahead and transition to break real quick, and we will be back shortly. See you in just a moment. Hey, folks. Thank you for holding on. As you can see, Djinnaya has joined us. Yay. We have everyone here! Yay!
So excited.
Feel free, if you would, as we're at the halfway mark, feel free to tell us who you are and who you're playing.
My name is Djinnaya. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Shah Ganamon, an itinerant... Oh no! An itinerant empath. No, somebody else. Where am I? I'm an established gallant of the Order of Makers. That's what I am. I knew this. I did my homework before I got here. I am a muscular, black-eyed, metal-covered, very well-postured, completely by the book. The slave, for sure.
Excellent. So, the thing that happens, Mac has set up a podium in this place, and as Mac is preparing to speak, Shah will fade in from the gray. Now, I will tell you where you're fading into. You're fading into a big cavern. I'll tell you the last thing you remember before entering the gray was going into the house. And then I think probably you would have been the one above anyone else to realize, wait a minute, she probably didn't get a chance to deactivate her alarm that she went in to do because there's a party inside instead of wherever she needed to go to do that. And then everyone got sucked into the gray. So you're materializing in this cave. You're in a big sort of cavern, underground cavern that's lit by these purple crackling mushrooms. Mushrooms crackling with purple energy, very large mushrooms. The entire party is here. Arushka's ex, Isabella, is here. They are sort of emerging from this big circle of mushrooms that seems to be the centerpiece of this thing. There is also an angel here that you may or may not have seen briefly. No, you weren't there, I don't think, for that one. But you know it's an angel. It's this big angel that looks like a vase of flowers when its wings are folded. Big sort of narrow-waisted thing, sort of hourglass-shaped being that has sort of a head that looks like almost a bouquet, and wings that are like large petals. That's standing here, just sort of near Mac. Mac has set up a podium, and across from Mac is this very large mushroom that is also crackling with purple energy and appears to be moving around slightly. It is a mobile mushroom, vibrating with energy. Okay. And this Mac appears to be getting ready to say something, but then you appear somewhere in the... Where do you appear, and what was happening here?
Well, I'm pretty sure because, part of my role in the universe is to confound Mac. I'm pretty sure that Mac set up this podium. And as he gets ready to do this thing, I open a small door in the podium and crawl out from the podium. And close it behind me, and look up and say, "Oh, I'm sorry. Am I in your way?" And just kind of like cross up and take stock of the cave and the room, and then very carefully buckle my mask back across my face so that I'm composed, and prance on over and probably stand next to Vor and say, "Did I miss anything?"
I just got here a few minutes ago. Honestly, I'm pretty confused, but we're bargaining with mushrooms to try to re-enter. That's how I gathered.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Champagne?
Yes, please. Thanks. I'm sorry for the interruption. Please proceed.
Yeah, sorry, Mac is all confounded. He's actually reopened the door in the podium and just looked inside just to see how this was even possible.
Where did you just come from in the gray?
Usually she comes from an ambulance. Like, usually it's when she's trying to come out because she's a medic in the gray. So usually she comes out of the back of the ambulance and it's like, none of that was real.
So Mac, you look into when you look into the door in the podium, you see an EMT just sort of hunched there, just working with putting some equipment up in a shelf, just to sort of see a blue-clad EMT with the sort of the radio announcer, just sort of, yeah, we can probably. Oh, hey, where did? Huh? Just sort of looking out in your direction a little bit. Seems confused by something.
I'm sorry. Wrong show? And he's just going to close the door.
He's like,
back.
What? And the door slams off.
I mean, to him, it looked like some sort of medical drama. Like,
yeah, kind of, yeah.
Like ER or something. Who knows? But, okay.
This the TV adaptation of Bringing Out the Dead. That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
Anyway. If anyone remembers that, thank you so much for remembering it. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So, we understand that this is your place. That this has you've laid claim to this territory. However, we do need it for the common good, and would therefore like to offer you compensation for disrupting your place, because we need to set up a. And then you see Mac just check his notes that just appeared out of nowhere on the podium. We need to set up this fulcrum in this place, and I'm not entirely sure how to go about setting up that fulcrum per se, but I'm sure that my brunch travel colleagues here can patch something together over over some vittles, and we'll try to make it as compact as we can. But I think in the interest of managing space effectively, time and space effectively, mind you, that we could come some sort of agreement for Isabel's Endless Party, the representatives of Knight's Purple Room, and the Duchess's the Duchess's home, per se.
Did we just offer brunch?
Yeah, and you hear sort of from outside, be wary of making any deals with them. They're very dangerous.
A little late for that, but okay.
It's kind of, he's like, it's kind of our brand.
And I think the time has come, because I haven't done it yet. We're an hour in, and I haven't done it yet. I'm going to actually draw a card.
Wow.
We are at the, let me bring up the, just so that I have it in front of me. Let me also make sure that I look at the actuality map real quick so I can see where we're currently sitting. We're at, oh yes, the position on the, on there. Okay, we're over the pale position right now. And let me see what card we got.
Dubious deals. We do.
This is card number 55.
We're literally here with Mac, the dubious deal specialist.
I mean, obviously.
I mean, it's hand in hand with being a goetic.
Well, we got the lucky coin.
Ooh!
It is a silver card.
Favorite card.
Silver is up, gold is down. Let me go ahead and activate the reminder of that. As I've added so many bells and whistles, I don't know what to do with myself. So that is a silver card. Actually activate it. There we go. There we go. Silver Sun. So the lucky coin. We're heading over to that. It's been a while, so I'm going to basically be reading these out again since we've had some time. We put a lot of value in objects. We place a lot of importance in their presence in our lives. Some people might have a favorite shirt, a trusty handkerchief, or, of course, a lucky coin. Armed with a talisman such as this, no harm can befall us, but we only barely understand the truth of such things. The luck they bring, if they work, never comes in an unexpected form. In divination, something good is coming. It's likely nothing one planned on or was expecting, and it can come in many forms: success, money, or the elimination of a problem. The lucky coin is a positive card turn and suggests that the person in question has perhaps less structure weighing upon them than they thought. Fewer strings for the marionette, so to speak. They are more free than they believed. Feel free to act and do as they please. Okay, so that's coloring what we're talking about here. So
I like this as a draw right before we're about to make a dubious deal with an evil mushroom.
yeah, this is the best card you could possibly draw for something like this. So the mushroom is pondering for a moment.
Did we offer the mushroom brunch? Is that what happened just now?
There is something you could assist us with. This is an interesting opportunity. Will this party be here? Accessible from here?
I'm not really quite sure how fulcrums work. Anyone?
So the angel will look down and something like, they just say, well, yeah, it'll have to be. If this place is going to be the fulcrum, it'll have to be accessible from here.
Oh, okay. Is it like some sort of elevator, escalator, a pathway?
Well, you can make it look however you want. I mean, if you've got like a, especially if you've got like, if you can have a maker like build something and look however you need it to look. But if you need to install an entrance, or you can like, if you folks have like spellcasters, you can do something that way to make a portal that'll hold for a while at least. Otherwise,
a maker, you say, as Mac turns his head slightly to glance at Shaw. I mean, sure, it'll be shiny and gaudy, probably, but
you had enough. If that,
but I mean that in a good way, in a way that befits a party that never ends.
Ornamentation is an important part of understanding physical space, Mac. God.
I think if you can pin it down at least long enough temporarily, we can at least start that up. Then we can probably get back into that observatory, and there should be enough parts there to make it permanent. At least in a way that will make sense, and it won't be something. Also, your added bonus is the Legion won't come after you for it because it'll be a thing that's possible.
Right. I mean, because we don't like impossible things in our surreal Saturnine at all.
The Legion certainly doesn't.
Oh no, of course not. But
it's not even gonna. I mean, if you don't even go into the silver, they probably won't care.
Okay. And, so Mac actually pours himself a glass of port while he's standing there at his podium. And I would be remiss if I didn't ask as to why you would want access to said endless party.
Well, it is an interesting opportunity to find more of those, give them an opportunity to make further deals. Should they find themselves wandering out in this direction to Maraline's conservatory.
I'm sorry, what kind of deals are you referring to, per se? No offense, I'm getting this sinister vibe.
It is a way to perhaps build a bridge. The Nightside is oft neglected by Vizsla. By too many Vizsla. They should come to understand it better. But that aside, that is merely a potential thing that could benefit both. We still do not know these people. We still are not sure. But there is something that you can do for us that would be sufficient for us to grant you a portion of our power for what you need to make this what you need to make it.
So sort of like a sublease.
I see you. You see. I see that you have already become at least somewhat fluent in the language of the Nightside. Perhaps we are not so different.
I just happen to be imbued with a spirit of a lawyer at the moment, and it's. I feel it's very uncomfortable. Actually,
that is almost a definite then.
Yeah, it's not a great feeling. It's a little slippery. It's,
well,
but just shooting out in the dark. Are there demons in the Nightside?
Of course.
I'm just looking after our other needs. Just trying to weave everything together into a perfect package.
But the thing we would ask of you is there is an issue of territory we have had for some time with this. For some time, not too long. But one we should see dealt with this neighboring habitat. Though we are in a somewhat different space now. The land that borders the land of this house. And the Duchess's ill-fated family.
So let me understand this. You have a certain quarrel with the Duchess's family.
Quarrel? Not at all. They brought us here.
Oh, I see. That's
but they
very
are gone.
intriguing.
They reached too far.
So you're saying you have there is someone that needs to be taken care of or dealt with that lives on the land that border the Duchess's estate.
There are, shall we say, lost children of the Nightside who have seemed to be following something of a false prophet. We would see at least one of them brought back to us, so that we might help them see their potential.
Vor's gonna whisper to Shaw and be like, "This sounds very legit. There's no way this could go wrong."
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
I mean, if they're following a false prophet, we would just be doing a service.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Yes, I agree.
They are not physical entities, but operate through physical entities. Mental entities, ideas. They are from the Nightside of the blue.
Oh man, you have Vor's attention.
They have chosen as their leader a being with whom we are not in a good place at the moment, whom we would see undone. It is difficult to describe. Some call her the Rattler.
The Rattler. Do you mean like a serpent, or do you mean a rattler in the sense of a infant's toy?
I believe you would understand it is closer to a serpent. Although that it is not quite either, but it is the closest thing that we feel you would understand. That we can speak to you.
Mac, I think he just called you stupid.
I mean,
do you want this rattler dead or just brought to you?
We do not seek direct conflict with this one. We merely wish one of the children of the Nightside that follows it to be brought to us.
Okay.
A specific one or just one in general?
Anyone. As long as it is still alive.
what do we get if we were to bring you multiple? While we are avid brunch enthusiasts, we tend to be overachievers as well. Just a thought.
One way of putting it, I guess.
That's valid.
Well, we might have some gifts to share in that event.
Oh, we do like our gifts.
Can I just ask, these children of the night, and you say they're more thoughts than beings, but are they kind of beings, even though they're thoughts? Like, could they be contained like a being?
Yes, we think that you would be able to perceive them on your physical plane.
Rattles the now empty cage, and her side goes, "This is gonna be a piece of
Oh,
cake."
did you get rid of the cultist that was in there?
Oh, did we not? I thought we let the cultist go at some point. Oh,
Maybe.
So then I guess she put, then in that case, she very, very not creepily at all picks up the cage and goes, "You might need a new home soon." Puts the cover back over the cage.
She's just like frozen in there.
Didn't we drop the cultist out of the train?
That was a different cultist.
That was a different cultist. This was the cultist that was manipulating that cultist.
Yeah.
I know that you got one answer to a question out of her from the cage, but I can't remember you doing anything with her after that. You might have, but it's been a while.
I think we sent a different cultist back with a message, not the one that was in Shaw's cage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like just talking about, multiple cultists like this kind of paints us in a bad light, but,
Don't embarrass me in front of the giant talking mushroom.
Well, I don't really see any reason why we shouldn't strike this bargain.
You see the sort of the angel kind of just sort of gives this sort of look that's like, I don't know.
How about
Yeah.
what kind of things would inadvertently break the contract and come back to us? We should maybe find those out.
Consequences? Who are you, and what have you done with the real Chantineau?
I don't know. I think it happened when a piece of me got.
Chantineau, we're not signing anything.
Yeah, it sounds like they want us to do a thing, and we're like, maybe we'll do that thing, and if we bring it back, then there's a specific thing we can get for that thing. But that's not binding.
Yes. About
As long as
your
it's
group, we are feeling generous today.
As long
We
as it's
shall
just
not make any such demands, lest
See?
we feel it to be necessary.
We're extremely trustworthy, and it is not necessary.
Oh, yes.
That's true.
As Vor is saying this, Mac has his fingers crossed behind his back.
No, Vor does too. Just
Shaw does not.
we
Shaw
both
in
cross our
full-
fingers at the same time.
Yeah, Shaw in full earnestness, no fingers crossed, is like, yes, we are very, very trustworthy.
I feel like does Isabel have any opinions on this as the owner of the party?
Yeah. So
Bargaining.
can we like? I mean, can we try not to get in debt to these things? That's all I really. It's all I really care about for this. I mean, this isn't a great place to land. Maybe, and she sort of leans forward and whispers to you, maybe we can like, just have it at least temporarily here. We can make it this deal for right now, but I think I'm going to try to find another spot as soon as we can. After this, if I can transfer it to somewhere else, because this is not great. Also, I figure most of these people come from Saturday, and they're probably going to want to get back there soon, so I'm going to try to figure something out that way. But, I mean, this is fine for now. It's only going to be temporary. It's gotta
Oh,
be.
wait. Should we do a Vizsla huddle and work this out before we agree?
I definitely think we should at least huddle with Isabel since she owns this party.
Okay. Just a little bit of recess during our discussion, so we could confer with each other before we set in motion a new plan.
Of course.
We actually huddle up.
Yeah.
Do you allow the angel into the huddle?
No.
Can the angel bend over?
I did say that it's Vizsla only.
It's
So.
a Vizsla only huddle.
True,
Okay.
Bisley huddle.
Huddle the party and Isabella.
I thought that Isabella would have been Vizsla too. So.
Yeah, no, Isabel's a Vizsla.
Yeah.
Are you doing this
Isabel is-
inside the? Are you doing this in?
Isabella Vance?
Yeah, she's a Vance.
Yeah.
At the
That's
moment.
how we knew each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seem to have accidentally infected Isabel with the docking to objects.
A little bit. Not directly. I mean, she did it to herself, but still.
I mean, I left her the means.
That's true. Do you do the huddle in the cave, or do you go outside the cave to do the huddle?
No, we'll do it inside the cave.
Okay.
Because,
Yeah, that's fine. Huddle up.
Okay.
I mean, they seem sincere, and did
both
mention
seems-
that there's a
Oh, yeah,
potential
they're-
resource for demonry out there.
Oh
that you
yeah,
could-
they're talking about trying to get into the heads of my guests.
But
and
you said it's temporary. I mean, if it's only temporary, then just
Yeah.
tell your guests not to come down here for however long.
for right now, yeah, that's going to be the best I can do right now. If we can get the sooner we can get we can get access to the observatory, I think that'll make it a lot easier to kind of bolt this down and then actually make it where we can unbolt it if we need to and move it.
Correct.
Fast.
So we do the deal.
Yeah.
Wait, is the observatory where I'm trying to go?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Do we know that they're going to stay in this cave if we tell the Vizsla to stay out of this cave? Did they say they would stay here? They were talking about access and portals. I
They
don't
don't
want
have
to.
an invitation. We never said we'd give them one.
I glance
I
furtively
mean,
at
didn't
Isabel and say,
we get in here without
have an invitation when we went to the party.
No, you had one, Aroshka.
Oh, that's true. I had one.
Yeah, the invitation. I'm not sure if hopefully the invitation system is still working. I don't know exactly what. Yeah, but given what happened, I don't know if. Yeah, so like if we need. She was just sort of shaking her head for a second. She's like, "No, what? No, okay." She says she puts her satchel down as it seems to be trying to talk to her. Okay. So like, if we have this, I don't know. This particular place, it's like it used to be. It was in the physical world in the Indigo, and then the party kind of absorbed it. So.
Well, the
It's in a
Duchess
sort of
did
a-
also say that it didn't used to be this big, which is
Yeah,
interesting.
That's
Is
why
that
it was
normal?
the dimensions. The dimensions did. How did Gilda explain it? The dimensions are adaptive, and she just sort of will look questioningly over at Shaw because apparently this is like a maker thing that she's talking about.
Oh,
Thing with adaptive dimensions. Do you?
adaptive dimensions. Oh, they shift to contain what is inside of them.
Yeah, yes, that. So you probably will find some things slightly familiar if we do get into the observatory. I think they're like earlier things you might have worked on, but it would have been a while ago. It was before the war.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we can do that, I just basically that's my only concern is just if we can actually, if we
I
just
think I
have
can
enough that we can
negotiate.
buy enough time that we can at least temporarily pin the place down so we can try to find the opening to the observatory, actually get back into it, and then we can do whatever we need to. I
Yes.
think probably.
Okay.
It's
Not as
temporary.
well as we could back with the Nexus, but it'll do. We'll need, in addition to this, if it wouldn't be too bad if we've got like a separate, if we find at least a separate temporary power source that we can key into just in case, so we can leave when we need to. So, like, if you can find anything that kind of helps to, I don't know, store ether or something like that, that might help.
We'll keep our eyes peeled while we go capture one of these blue idea things.
What it?
Sounds great.
Any other additional concerns? Max specifically looks questioningly at Shaw, like, no, nothing? Really?
Shaw smiles very politely and says, "My concerns are addressed. I'm ready to proceed to getting to this observatory."
Right. Okay. And break on brunch. Ready? Oh,
Wait, is there food here?
We did. That was my question. Did we promise these mushrooms brunch? It sounded a little bit like we also offered them brunch.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure that Isabel could set up a couple of tables.
We
for-
could
for
bring
them.
brunch back whenever we come back with their
With their blue thing.
blue thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mac approaches the podium. Okay, so we are in accord, and will offer our best effort to recover your lost children.
Oh,
And
strike best.
strike best.
take out best. We'll put in an effort. I don't know if it'll.
We will put in an effort. An effort.
We make no promises to whether or not it's going to work.
We will put in good faith. Can we say good faith?
Decent faith.
Yeah, moderate faith.
Professional. Can we say we will put?
Yeah.
in
Okay.
a-
Professional faith is fine. Yes.
Okay. We will put in a professional effort to recover your lost children in exchange for you allowing us to temporarily anchor a fulcrum in your cave, provided that you do not enter the endless party, and that you allow any guests who are to come into this establishment to return to the party if they ask to.
Provided they do not disturb any of our workings. That
We
is a
will
thing
put
to
a-
which we can agree.
A sign that
I'm
says
sorry,
do not
what-
disturb.
Which workings are you referring to exactly?
The lights start to flare up, and you can see that this cave is even bigger than you thought it was. And you see
What?
these areas, there are several different rings of these giant mushrooms, flaring with purple light, and light arcing back and forth between different pods of mushrooms, and different things going among them that look almost like spells happening.
Okay, maybe we could set up some velvet ropes to mark
Oh.
off your area and give a little bit of a more upscale ambiance to your cave while we're
I'm
here.
sure we could construct some barriers.
We shall allow them to come and go, but if they disturb our workings, they are ours.
Again, I feel that we should put up a sign.
That is up to you.
Minimum.
We can do that.
We could
A
just call it
sign
the
laying out.
VVIP. We could call it the VVIP area, and
Shut no, then everyone will come in.
well, no, because they have to be on the list.
Yes, but they'll all think they're on the very, very important list first.
Well, they'll insist they're on the very, very important list and just come in anyways.
I mean, I know if I saw a list like that, I would try to force my way onto it. Just saying.
We all know that the password is, "Do you know who I am?"
It works like a charm.
I mean, that's fair. We have been yet to be uninvited or unwelcomed into any place that we've gone to.
Exactly.
I mean, usually people ask me if I know who I am.
True, that's true.
Valid.
Well, I suppose we can.
A sign. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess we can leave it up to Isabel to work out the details as to how to warn
Prevent
or
people from getting eaten by the mushrooms.
I don't know if they would actually be eaten.
I don't know that I want to find out either.
No, just don't disturb the spell stuff that's going on.
I
Observe.
might just, and she whispers to someone, I might just erase that crayon door off the wall. That might be
that's
the
true.
easiest way
It's true. The Duchess might appreciate that. She seems to want to be
Yeah,
not
we have to-
disturbed.
We're gonna have to talk
Can
to her
we-
too, aren't we?
She really didn't seem too thrilled about her house being incorporated into the party. Is there a way to undo that?
Well, when we eventually get going, sure, it'll revert back to the way it was.
Yeah, so just tell her it's temporary. Everything's temporary.
Yeah. In the meantime, I'm sure that her house is in here somewhere. Just gotta figure out where the rooms are.
She's very concerned about being assassinated. So if you just got rid of the door out
Everyone in
here.
there's too drunk to assassinate anybody.
Yeah, I know that, but she doesn't believe us.
I mean, I can offer to put her up at the foreman's tower if she really wants.
So she just got off a train, and you're gonna send her back on a train.
It's yeah, true.
You're right. I guess there's really no place like home.
Yeah, we'll probably want to chat with her.
But in any case, if she's worried about being assassinated, if we say we're just gonna get rid of the door so that no one knows how to get out here, I'm sure she'll be thrilled. And she doesn't want to come down here with the evil mushrooms.
I think it's very unfair to label them as evil.
Okay, the dark side mushrooms.
Nightside.
Dark night side. Very sorry.
Can we label them as brunch?
I think we were supposed to bring them brunch, not eat them as brunch.
I am not sure good things would happen if we ate them as brunch, and I also think that might be rude.
I agree.
No,
I
until
think
you
they would
try.
not sit well.
Yeah.
If they're trying to find a way to, I don't know, subvert people, maybe we shouldn't be consuming them.
Okay. So we will put up a sign,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe... Do you trust your friend who's not in the huddle? Because, angels are very trustworthy.
This one blew up my house.
Oh. Well, I mean, they must have had a good reason.
The good reason was that he didn't like what I was doing.
You're not huddled right now anymore, I don't think. So the angel might be able to hear you
Yeah.
say that. The angel is like, I did not blow it up.
It blew up
I did not.
as a result of your actions.
I wasn't the one who went in. I wasn't the one who perceived through the center of an etheric nexus, was I?
Okay, well, this seems like a very, very important discussion to have at another time, probably over drinks.
Why would someone
For
go through the
now,
center of the
I'm
nexus?
just suggesting that perhaps somebody, despite the fact that they are night side mushrooms, not dark side mushrooms, it does seem like they're a little sinister. Maybe someone should keep an eye on what they're doing.
We could probably ask the Duchess. She doesn't trust them at all, so I trust her to not let them do anything nefarious.
But
Okay, but we're on agreement.
Here, anyway.
Yes.
Yes, we're gonna put up a sign, and we're gonna do something to prevent too much cross-pollination between the party and the mushrooms.
Yes.
Okay, so we can. So I look back at the mushroom because I assume it's still standing there.
Yeah, it's right there.
Right. Okay, so we have an accord then.
Excellent. And it will step forward, and it will lower its head so that you can see the cap of the mushroom. Only one thing remains then.
Oh.
Oh.
To bind
I don't know
our
that I like
agreement.
this.
Oh. And I thought we agreed there were no bindings.
Yeah.
We must make... Indeed, there was no compulsion. But the agreement is a matter of right.
Okay, and what did you have in mind?
And it just sort of gestures over at Arosha and says, she knows.
Do
I look at Aroshka.
I?
One of you need merely place a hand upon the cap.
Oh, yes. Yes, just touch it. It glows. It's weird. I could do it again. I already did it once. I mean, I do it again if nobody else wants to.
Okay, if you want, Aroshka, I mean...
I don't know about want.
Any of you will do. And
But again, I already did it once, so...
it is the
nobody else
assurance
is.
of good faith, that is all.
Well, Max is making the deal.
Yeah, Mac. This is your deal. This is what you do for a living.
With spirits, not...
Does a mushroom not contain...
Don't look at
a
me, I'm not
spirit?
touching that thing.
All right. Well, I guess I'm getting that point of despair this session. I will totally not regret this, he says. Max says, as he places his hand on the cap.
Temporary. We're just gonna give him the blue thing and also brunch, apparently, and then it'll be over.
There's a brief rush of energy. And you've actually felt things similar to this before. This is kind of like when you make a very minor deal that is held magically. So very minor pacts. So this is. It doesn't feel like too big a deal, but there is this strange sort of little rush of energy that feels both good and bad for you at the same time. That comes through just for a brief moment, as the cap flares up with purple crackling energy.
Oh, this is not ominous or anything.
No, not at all. And then it says, "The bargain is made." The voice echoes, and the mushroom will pull back. It says, "I look forward to learning of your progress." And will drift back and back till it's back with its group. And then it stops and turns around and looks like a giant mushroom again. Just a regular, non-mobile giant mushroom.
Mm.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, fun. And Mac actually presses the little container on his podium that squirts out some disinfectant. Rubs his hands together. Rubs his hands together.
I'm gonna get some too. I touched that mushroom.
You can just open the door back into the ambulance and get some out of it.
It's hand sanitizer. We traumatize some poor animal.
Reaching out and grabbing the Purell bottle.
Just folds up his podium and returns it to one of his pockets. Like, well, that's that, I suppose.
So does that mean we can go to the observatory now?
I think we have to do
Yeah.
this first, right?
Do we?
You can do it in whatever order you like.
Or not. We could go to the observatory.
I think that's the higher priority thing to do right now.
All right. Then let's do that.
We should pause briefly to talk to the Duchess and tell her that she should make sure nobody else comes in here and makes any deals with the nefarious mushrooms.
Only us. We're the only ones.
Only ones allowed to make nefarious deals.
Yes, we are the VVIPs.
It's just us.
Do as we say, not as we do.
That's right. Absolutely.
We're really bad role models, okay?
You in particular.
I apparently destroyed the world once. I'm possibly the worst role model ever.
Okay, so I guess we'll just return to the Duchess and just. Yeah. Well, I think we.
You're coming up out of the cave.
Yeah. I think we settled matters for now.
So
Could you tell us-
just those of you who just faded, I'm sorry, those of you who had faded into this cave, you've come up these sort of stone steps into this big dead forest with a giant glass ceiling overhead. Sorry, go ahead. And the Duchess is standing there.
I'm sorry, Duchess. Who owns the lands adjacent to your estate?
Oh, that would be the village of Yestervale.
Is that where we're going?
Oh, okay. Well, we were heading to Yestervale anyway. And is there someone who owns Yestervale? Is there?
Yeah, there's a sort of a collective, really, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Don't really have much truck with them. I've not really been around here lately, so I don't know exactly what they've been up to. But that is a very dangerous place to be going into. Those fungi in there are very naughty.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, they're going to be here for a while, and we were hoping we could ask a favor from you. Specifically, we would like you, if anybody else wanders here, to chase them away, so that no one makes any nefarious deals with the mushrooms.
Well, I think that's probably a good idea. I've things to collect in the house if I can find them. If I can find the room. I don't know.
We're not really
Is
sure
my
how
house
to do
even
that.
still here?
It is still here. It's just been sort of temporarily divided amongst the party. So if you wanted to go in the party, you could potentially find the rooms. They're just not connected the way they used to be. But they will revert when we remove the party, which is a thing we're working on.
Oh, very well. I shall do my best then in the interim to make sure no one else comes in here as best I can.
That would be lovely.
And we're going to bring brunch when we come back.
Well, that would be very nice.
Nothing drunk people like more than brunch.
Fair. That's really fair. And I think on the premise of brunch is where we're going to fade out on this episode, as we are nearing the 10 o'clock mark. If we are good with that, unless anyone needed to squeeze anything in at the end here. Are we good? All right. Well, we are back to Invisible Sun, and it is a delightful, delightful thing. So we're going to go ahead and go around and do our joy and despair to see how we're doing. I'm also going to award everyone an acumen for having dealt with this thing. So everybody gets one acumen for getting Isabel out of there and dealing with the sorting out this deal with the Nightside mushrooms. Very cool. Let's go ahead and go around to see if folks are feeling as though they should have joy or despair. If one of the two, if you wish, but you must tell me why if you feel you should get one. And we shall start. Actually, I'm just going to go the order of the overlay. So we will start with Djinnaya.
Joy or despair?
Do you think you did anything to get joy or despair today?
I mean, not really. I mean, I did make my rival touch a scary mushroom, which is always worthwhile. But I don't know that I get a joy for that.
No, no, not quite enough Schadenfreude and Shah to merit a joy.
I'm almost disappointed.
Don't worry, we'll crush Shaw eventually.
Oh, he's just talking to the mushroom.
Sorry.
Terry Grant out .gif. Anyway. And so let us keep going on. Wilde, do you think Shantano did anything today for... Oh, hey.
Oh, God.
So apparently there's the emergency alert system has been activated for someone. So hopefully all is well.
Alert.
Is everything okay?
We're good.
Are we
Brownsville,
okay?
Texas. That's an Amber Alert, Brownsville, Texas, which is nowhere near here, so really nothing I can do about that.
Okay. Anyone's in that area, please check the emergency alert system. But Wilde, do you think Shantano had anything today that would cause joy or despair?
No, not in particular this time.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, this was also a pretty short session, and also, this is mostly a lot of it was conversation, so it's understandable. And Arras, do you think Arushka did anything for joy or despair at this time?
I don't think so. Nothing particular.
Okay. And Anino, do you think Mac warrants joy or despair this session?
I think it's established that it's despair. For the fact that his brunch associates kind of sold him out because he had to actually invest. He actually had to invest for put himself on there.
I offered to do it for you.
No, but by virtue of group votes, that it was pretty clear that there was only one choice.
That's fair. All right, you have a despair then. And
I like you, Anino. I'm sorry that Shaw is competitive.
No.
I apologize
honestly,
for my character.
I was looking forward to that anyway.
Excellent. And Danielle, do you think that Vor got joy or despair today?
Vor is really excited to go meet these Nightside blue idea things. That sounds extremely on brand for her, but I don't know that it actually qualifies for a joy. So
It hasn't happened yet. So.
it hasn't happened yet. But once we actually get there, I think that will be joy material.
It was very promising. It looked very promising indeed. All right. Excellent. Well, then we have come to the end of our time. Let us go ahead and go around and do our outros. Feel free to tell folks where they can find you, and feel free to plug anything you like, and then any final thoughts about this session, or any favorite moments, or what have you. And we're going to go in reverse order. So we will, in fact, start with Danielle.
Hi, everybody. I'm Danielle. I'm at Raconteur on Twitch and Twitter. You can follow me for all kinds of video gaming and TTRPG and just generally nerdy cosplay. You name it, I probably do it. And if you are into Dune, tomorrow night on twitch.tv/Scott's Case Files, you can catch me in our campaign of Dune House Guild Run, which is using the new 2D20 system from Modifius, where I am playing a Bene Gesserit sister named Djinnaya, who just talked her way out of being in prison. So that's cool. You should come watch.
Nice. I'm very curious about the new Dune game. So it's very.
I am enjoying it a lot so far, but we'll see. We're still exploring all the rules. It's very crunchy.
Excellent. Any final thoughts about the session?
I'm so happy to be back after a year. I've forgotten how much I missed this game and just how delightfully silly and surreal and weird it is.
Yes. It's excellent. Me too. I missed it too. And now over to Anino.
Hi, my name is Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino Gaming. Next time you can find me on Twitch is probably next Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time over on the Wandering DM channel for Sentinels of the Multiverse, where I play a superhero who is, trying to wrangle a group of young heroes in training. And then you can tune in on Friday, again at 8:30 Eastern Time, for the season finale of Cyberpunk Red. Got a showdown with a big bad villain. And there are actually only going to be about 5 episodes of Cyberpunk Red left. We are going to be sunsetting the campaign. So a lot of things are going to be wrapping up then. And then over on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time is, again, on the Wandering DM channel, our Scions game, where I play Scion of Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, who is kind of a dirtbag. So, that should be fun. And, I think that's it.
It seems that something interesting popped up on the last episode of Cyberpunk Red, and so I'm just very very keen to see how that develops.
Bringing in some hype because 2 weeks or 2 episodes from now, I believe Other Doc will be making his appearance on the stream. So.
That's the thing that I've not been talking about for the last month or so. By the way.
It should be fun. So there's that. As far as my thoughts on this session, I think it was fun. I like playing this game because we have a lot of role play interactions, and just don't get that in some other tabletop role playing games. But it's glad to see Danielle and Shaw back in the game because I just love all the way. The web of interactions that everybody has with each other. So, it just makes for great fun.
It's so good. All right, and over to Arras.
Hi, I'm Arras. I'm Animus Panthera, and it's Panthera practically everywhere on the internet. The only place that you can find me playing games at the moment is right here on Saturdays playing Visible Sun. Yay! I don't have much else going on right now. I'm a grad student. I'm very busy, but I'm a zoologist. I love to chat about animals on the internet. Feel free to throw questions at me, chat, etc. I said this last week, I'm pretty sure, but I'm very excited to be playing this game again. Mayhem with the Brunch Squad. Just constant bad decisions. But no one else is allowed to make any bad decisions. We're the only bad decision crew. I love it. I love it. Can't wait to find out about these blue people that are maybe perceptible.
Could be.
Possibly. Yeah.
Very good.
That's me.
Yay. Awesome. And now over to Wilde.
Yes, hello, I'm Wilde at Wilde Engineer on Twitch and Twitter. Aside from here, I guess you can catch me Sunday mornings on Eva Sarit's channel for some Weissen, where I play a servant character, a overly protective Alfred Pennyworth to someone's detective. Yes, it's a thing. In terms of this show, I'm really starting to get back into the flow of things, feeling myself become Chantanel again. I feel like I'm not causing enough unnecessary mayhem yet, though, so we'll see.
The seeds are there.
There's plenty of time for mayhem.
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't just taken a bite out of a mushroom yet.
I know. You're right there. There's always room for mayhem. Very cool. Thank you, by the way, Matt. Thank you so much for the bits. Very much appreciate it. Thank you so much. Awesome. It's so good to be doing this again. And finally, over to Djinnaya.
Hi, my name's Djinnaya, and I make art and play good games with nice people, but the only time you can see me play good games with nice people is Saturday nights here. So you can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Djinnaya everywhere on the internet. You just have to look wherever that is and see how to spell it. Yeah, and I am so happy to be back. This is my favorite dysfunctional brunch family, and I'm glad to be back in it. So,
Yay.
thank you.
So glad we had everyone today. Yay! Awesome. Well, once again, I'm Jim Ryan. You can find me at OtherDoc on both Twitch and Twitter. My website is jim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I have links down below to my website, Twitter, YouTube channel, and various other things. So what do we have happening? So Tuesday Tuesday nights we are playtesting my game Genesis Undone. That's basically a tarot-based game that tells the story of the dawn of a fantasy civilization as though it were a Greek tragedy, or Shakespearean tragedy, or operatic tragedy. So we made our characters last time, and now we're going to see what happens as we go into our various scenes. And I think it's going to be interesting. I'm very psyched to finally get to play a full game of it. Then on Wednesday nights, here we have our Scum and Villainy campaign run by Brian. It's Untitled Space Game, where we basically go around and go around in our spaceship, breaking into people's backyards and stealing their stuff and what have you, and just being a general annoyance around the galaxy. Then that brings us back around to Saturdays when we do more of this. So very excited to have this back. So many things that finally we're going to be able to start resolving, and I cannot wait. But what else do we have happening? Yeah, the thing that's coming up that I couldn't say. Yes, no. So on, probably it's going to be like a week from next Friday. I'm going to be making an appearance on Cyberpunk Red. That's probably when it's going to happen. As the character that you saw briefly previewed, if you saw the end of that show, I recorded a little video for them. That was amusing to do, so that I think will be fun. Currently, there are sign-ups open for some one-shots I'm going to be running toward the end of July and beginning of August. I'm going to do 3 one-shots of Inspectors. This was the game that I started the channel with one-shots of. I started the RPG side of the channel, I should say, with one-shots of, and so I'm going to give that another. Just want to give that another go. Want to come back and do it again. Let's see, the premise is basically it is a very player-facing narration for a game that is about a comedic game about paranormal investigation, sort of in the Ghostbusters or Frighteners kind of milieu. So if folks are interested in signing up for that, you can go down below and click on RPG sign up, or go to gym.com and click on Game Sign Up. As always, beginners are welcome. Sign-ups only run through Wednesday, so the Wednesday the 30th. So if you want to sign up, please get your sign-up in by then to be considered for the games. And very much looking forward to running those again. So when we hit the end card, I'm going to send a raid over to Jess over at GoJG. She's actually doing on her channel. There's been a marathon going today for, I believe it's a charity marathon. That's been happening. And so we're going to go over and say hi to them. Feel free to hang on if you are so inclined and say hi to them with us. That will be when we hit the end card. In the meantime, folks, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and we will catch you next time. Farewell.